After this, the price definitely gotta go up. Yeah.
What you expect? Told you I wanted, I got it for less. Niggas be talking, I came to collect. Never forgive and I never forget. Shaking my head, but they feeling the threat. Take the advance, but I'll take the percent. Locked in the lab and you see the effects. They posted my stories and get some respect. What you expect? Everything about a check. See me take up on the jet.
Yo, this is your host, Dwa. This is episode 63 of the What You Expect podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Sarky, King Solomon, Kev, Marcus, and we got some family with us this week. We got Essie and Sydney. I don't know if you guys want to use your ad names.
We are not doing this clap, guys. We just don't do things on time.
Oh, I got claps, man.
We're bringing back.
Better give us like claps.
You said what? We got claps. You guys are, superstars. How's everyone doing this week?
Good. Besides the little cough that I have going on.
Got the corona!
The world we live in.
Yeah, you cough on this pod. We might have to go.
I'm going to just put myself on mute every time I cough.
That's probably better for sure.
Anything past 5, I don't know.
But Essie and Sydney, you guys want to give your ads, who you are to Steven, or Dwa, I guess.
Who the fuck is Steven?
Yeah, they call me their family.
Go ahead, S. Shout out to S. New apartment alert though.
I see the whole background going.
You know, there's a
purpose.
Familiar.
Yep, I have to give you guys a little sneak peek. Okay, so
scenery.
Yes. So my name is Essie Michelle. It's at essie.michelle on Instagram. Of course, I am Steven's cousin, so we go way back till when we were like really little. I am the senior manager of YouTube audience development at BET. But before that, I was a producer for like red carpet events at BET. But now I just manage like everything that all the production that's going on for what's going to hit YouTube and like how to optimize YouTube and all that stuff. And I have my own YouTube channel, so that's kind of how I got the job.
Make sure you follow.
Follow me, Essie Michelle. All right, so now I'm gonna pass it to Sydney Michelle.
So, hi guys. I'm Sydney Michelle. I am a reporter journalist. Yeah.
Nah, this definitely more than that resume.
Yeah, where you a reporter at? Come on.
She said that shit bad quick. She was like, "Yeah, I'm not here for work. I'm here for the laugh."
Listen, y'all, it's been a long day. I had press interviews all day, but yeah, I'm Sydney. I guess you can call me a celebrity reporter journalist. I currently work for myself, but I have worked for Complex, Forbes, all the big outlets that you can imagine. Dwa / Steven, I don't even know what to call him, is the homie. Going back to the Temple days, and Essie, we actually got close at Temple, but I've actually known Essie for like mad long, like since we were in elementary school. Right. So it's definitely family on this, and I love the podcast that you guys are doing. I don't usually do podcasts, but
we special today. We special today.
So is it a coincidence that y'all have the same last name?
That's our middle name. Same middle name.
That nigga Sarky, he forgot. She's Ghanaian, bro. You think of a Ghanaian person, Michelle. Sorry, Ghanaian. Like, yeah. How's everyone doing? How's quarantine holding up for you guys? Like, what y'all been doing? I rarely talk to my friends, so this is like me catching up with Sydney and Essie. I know I talk to them like maybe once a month.
Well, as you know, I was supposed to get married next Saturday.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
I was going to say congratulations, but that's trash.
I was going to bring Sarky too because, my day fell through.
Your +1?
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I told you.
Yep. So unfortunately, my wedding will no longer be next Saturday. I have my dress, everything. I don't even know if I'm gonna fit it anymore by the time I have a wedding. I don't even know what to do.
Wow.
Well, I tell her all the time, greatness takes time. So.
That part.
This is true. I actually, a friend of mine was supposed to be married this past Saturday.
Oh wow.
And they actually rescheduled for it. Now they're gonna do the same time for next year.
You dodged the bullet.
So have you rescheduled? So sorry. Have you rescheduled yours yet?
I haven't, but I definitely want. I think I'm leaning toward doing it at the same time next year, or maybe like August next year. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna still get married this year, and then do like the 1-year vow renewal next year.
Nice.
That's dope.
Because my next question was like, do you have any worries that like this weird social shit is like gonna continue on for like X amount of years?
Not years, several months though.
Sorry, niggas in the gym with distancing shit.
Yeah, yo, the function nigga said like 2021 or some shit.
Yeah, 2021, like spring. Then I think it's over with.
Nah, B, this shit like the flu shit doesn't go away, cuz.
They just said they're not gonna ever be able to eradicate it, so we're stuck with this
Well,
for the long haul.
Right? Niggas talking about they want the vaccine. I'm never trying to do that. That's just me though. I'm a conspiracist.
Oh man.
That's actually good. So are any of y'all take it?
I'm not taking it. You're not
the vaccine?
Yeah, the vaccine.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you take the vaccine?
Yo, you don't know what they put in there.
Yo, you know what?
The thing that's gonna keep you from getting the virus, dumbass. Vaccines though.
Nah.
I feel like this is about to be like how the flu is. You know how some people don't get flu shots and they're like, oh, the flu shot gives you the flu. This is about to be the same type of thing.
Yeah, those people are idiots.
They got a shot and they started walking backwards, and I was like,
"Nah, B, he a little slow. Whoever that was, a little slow."
Yeah, that's slow.
But nah, honestly, Sarky, though, I do kind of like. I'm kind of on your side a little bit on this one, just because, like, only because, like, yo, like these. So a normal vaccine takes like 3-4 years to get on the market. They about to push this shit in like 8 months. You telling me nobody did any trials on the fucking side effects? I'm gonna grow a third ear. My fucking like nobody knows shit.
Yeah, John, you're gonna grow a third ear. That happens.
They've been having this
all the time.
mapped out already. This whole shit been mapped out already.
All right, and when you can't take this shit for 6 years, don't say nothing to me because you want to take some fucking vaccine. All I'm saying is I need some time. I need to see a couple trials. I need to see a couple test runs. I need to make sure nobody's a zombie. And everything cool.
Much into y'all though. New York's open Friday to play tennis and shit. Are y'all gonna go play tennis?
I'm about to play tennis.
I'm gonna play golf.
Yeah. So New York's supposed to be.
See, Marcus is going to play golf. He's wild.
I'm gonna play golf. No, it's the perfect social distancing sport. You're already kind of separate from everybody else, especially if you're walking. So it's not that big of a deal, really. It's like going for a hike.
Sure. I might go hiking. Wow, let's go hiking.
We can do that.
Nah, no bullshit. I bet.
In Georgia, they're opening up everything. Bars,
I saw some
restaurants, clubs.
They're just wilding.
Wait, are they doing social distancing though?
Huh?
Are they doing social distancing though in the bars or whatever?
Oh, they just opened the shit up.
How that works. How do you
Georgia don't
in a
care.
club? How do you?
We're just trying to be Florida.
A strip club.
Social distancing in some countries.
Strip club. You ever been to a strip club, nigga? What social distancing going on in a strip club?
Yo,
yeah, you can do a social distancing.
This is a new age. I don't know how it's about to look, but they're trying to say that. They're trying to get that off.
Yeah.
Wait, so when do you guys think you guys would be comfortable personally to go outside?
Can you clarify go outside because there's different.
Like, if I'm like, yo, Sid, I'm in BK, we about to hit this day party. Are you pulling up in July, August 2020? Like, what's that date?
They're not going to be able to have day parties in.
Hypothetically speaking.
I'm saying hypothetically, if they opened it up, like in Georgia, they opened up. Like, let's say we live in Atlanta. Are we going to the day party on Saturday?
That's gonna
July? Nah,
yeah,
not July.
We could do some link ups.
I could do a nice like rooftop small gathering.
Got you.
10 people or less.
Yeah.
On the
what kind of spot you about to go to?
I could do that. That's fun.
So you go to somebody's crib?
Yeah, like someone's rooftop. Like if you know how like in Brooklyn they used to have like the rooftop parties, and them shits would be OD packed. Like the whole roof would be filled with people. But if it was just like a nice like you know, Essie probably got a nice ass roof on that nice ass building. She'd be like, oh, you know, y'all want to come over and have a drink on the rooftop? It's a nice hot day. Maurice invites some friends. She invites some friends. That's nice. I could do that.
Yeah.
But a full blown day party, hell to the motherfucking.
Oh, so Essie spot the wave. That's all I'm hearing.
Hold on now.
That's just like, nah, that's not what's going on.
Hold on.
Dang, yeah, I really don't know when I'm gonna go outside ever again. But
did you hear that Twitter announced that all of their employees can work from home like forever?
Yes, I had that on the list actually.
Great.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. Perfect. That's perfect. Like, yeah, I was thinking that too because when I saw the thing on Friday, I was like, I'm not going to work anytime soon. And then Twitter dropped today that indefinitely you can work from home.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of bigger companies, like major companies, may start going that way. Because if they saw like shit, like, you know, productivity and shit like that ain't fall, like what's the point of paying fucking $2 million for a big ass office space that these niggas hate to go to anyway? Like, I don't really need to see that niggas.
Yeah, there's going to be much less of that going forward, I think. Especially, yeah, like you said, there's no productivity loss. Why are you leasing out these big ass buildings?
Yeah, those just expensive, yo. Whoever own, because it's like three niggas that own them buildings. I only see 3 niggas' names on every single one of them buildings.
No, it's facts. It's like there's like 4 or 5 families that own most of the real estate in New York. It's true.
Yeah,
they're gonna be shit out of luck.
Shout out to Twitter. I hope they hire me.
First thing, like I understand to work for. I'm trying to work from home indefinite. But a lot has happened this week. We can just hop into shit that's going on this week. I guess we were talking about marriage, so we can talk about this first. You guys heard what happened to Earl Thomas?
No.
Oh man, you doing that? Nina is my girl, y'all. Nina
you know her?
You know her?
Wait.
Yes.
All right. So hold on. So
wait,
can I?
John, tell the story to the listeners.
Y'all are
all right. So I'm gonna tell the media side. I don't know. City might have some insider information we don't know,
I don't know
but
if y'all can see, but
y'all friends.
It's your girl.
There's Nina right there. I can't read.
So
Go ahead.
according to the media, right? I'm gonna preface this by saying according to the media. According to the media, Earl Thomas and his brother were basically, I don't know if there's that they, I think it's their house or they're somewhere, right?
They were at Airbnb.
Okay, so that at Airbnb. Now Earl Thomas' wife happens to, I believe, look at her Snapchat and happened to notice Earl and his brother were in a location they weren't supposed to be. So the wife hit up Earl's brother's, I guess, girlfriend or fiance, said, "Yo, let's go see what's up with these niggas." Now they happened to do that while bringing a couple just in case. They brought a couple just in case things with them, just in case shit went left. Well, apparently they arrived at this location and things went left. Earl Thomas and his brother were making love to some side shit.
Making love. Wow.
It was a threesome, or was there multiple? It was like I never got that.
I
heard it was an orgy.
I heard it was an orgy. I heard they both had a female.
Yeah.
They both had a female. Okay.
That's what I heard. But anyway,
I heard they're hitting the same chick, but all right.
Anywho.
That could happen.
So long story short, Earl's wife clearly had enough of Earl's shit and pulled the strap on him. And basically said, "Listen, nigga," with the gun waving like, "What's up?" She was arrested. She was released, right? Am I correct on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
was released. And yeah, so that is the media side of the story.
Wait, is her gun? Is she licensed to carry? Like, what's going on?
It was Earl's gun.
It is Texas, though. Didn't this happen in Texas? So it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, gun laws don't really exist in the South, so
but she put it to his head at her. So that's a little.
Yeah, but like one of the other girls had it on her Instagram story or something. I don't know. This is media story. That's how or a video, and that's how the cops know. But yeah, basically, I wanted
anybody
to
else want to chime in?
I just wanted to ask you guys, basically, like, would you ever take those extents if you know you was on? Actually, if you thought your girl was cheating, would you even go to Snapchat first? Like, she was on for real. This shit. I thought.
You know what? I thought it was very, very odd that Earl even had his little emoji nigga on Snapchat. Like, I found that for a nigga who's in the NFL, and no,
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't want to hear that. I don't know. I don't want to hear from either one of you guys. I'm talking about a nigga who's in the NFL. A nigga who hides their security quite often, I'm sure, happened to forget his Snapchat emoji nigga was out on the Airbnb. Y'all gotta stop acting like niggas is that stupid. Nobody that stupid, B.
Niggas is that stupid.
Nah, B. Sure. Nah, B. If that's the case, men, we gotta do better.
Yo, like, I literally just got put on game that I shouldn't have my messages on my Mac. Like, I'm like, I was moving crazy.
Nah. Yeah.
You told me that. I was gonna say you told me that, but yes. Small shit. Small shit like that.
Like, out here trying to do dirt. That's all I'm saying. Cover your tracks, because the one thing I will say about women, the queens that we are some investigating motherfuckers.
Why y'all always investigating?
Because
got to.
Y'all niggas always doing shit.
Like, it could be the best day ever.
And that's what I'm saying. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna say this because I can't speak too much on it, but Nina's my girl, and she's from New Orleans. So.
Oh, so she a killer.
Hello.
You should have said that from the beginning.
So, you know, after giving this man 3 kids and being married to him for X amount of years, she has a right to investigate whatever the hell she wants to investigate. Okay. And it just so happened that she put 2 and 2 together and had to do a pull-up on this.
Now, question.
I got a question for you before you say it. Like, let's say she called you. Are you pulling up?
Absolutely. If Essie called me, like, we pulling up. That's
Nah. Like, I don't know if I'm pulling up with my niggas if they're like, yo, you about to pull up on something.
Nah, my nigga better.
I don't know about you, but I feel like we already had to threaten niggas in my past.
Yeah, we've had situations.
Yeah, we've had situations already. However, I'm not married with 3 kids, so it never got to that point. Anyway, what's that?
You're not pulling that trigger though.
She might have.
No, she loves Earl. She loves Earl.
She's also from New Orleans.
She's also from New Orleans.
Y'all sleeping.
And I feel like as a woman, you know, when you're doing your dirt or whatever, it sucks, and you know, but don't let us find out about it, bro. Like, don't be sloppy about your stuff. Like, your emoji, there is no reason why she was able to find exactly where this man was based
so can I go with my working theory, just because you do know the female, so you may be able to tell me if my theory is off or not. Mm-hmm. My theory is Earl did it on purpose. And the reason I believe that is because, again, I find it hard to believe that a nigga who clearly have been doing dirt in the past. I feel like this is not the first time.
No.
So if he's clearly been doing dirt, why was it so easy for her to find it this time?
In my opinion, I don't think he did it on purpose. I just don't think that. I think he got caught slipping, honestly. It's like
he just got sloppy.
Yeah, he just got sloppy with it. And he definitely didn't do it on purpose. At the time that this happened, from my understanding, they were not in any type of fight or anything like that. Okay. Like the coronavirus. So they're living in the house together. So that's my thing. I mean, I can't really say too much, but at the end of the day, Nina's a goon, and I fully support her actions.
And that was another thing too. This is the coronavirus. Like, niggas in quarantine.
Here's why. I don't condone violence, and I don't really I don't like drama. I don't like doing all that. But it's coronavirus, right? So not only are you cheating, but you're cheating in a coronavirus state. at home where your wife and your 3 kids are. So after you're done kissing this nasty woman in the mouth, having a whole orgy, the coronavirus is simply spread.
Yo, that's why. But
and then it's different if you just bringing it back to me. But you're bringing it back to my kids, nigga. You getting the gun pointed at your head. You got me. Listen.
Yeah, I got a question.
I actually both know that's the move I would have done real fast. I probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger either, but you're gonna be scared out of your mind because you're scaring me. Not only are you cheating, but you can potentially bring this virus home to my young children. You're smoking crack.
But this is why I went with the theory that the nigga did it on purpose. That you're right.
I didn't know he had 3 kids. He's wilding. That nigga's wilding.
I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I just think he wasn't like he just got sloppy and he like just forgot about his wife or whatever and got to I don't know what
niggas on quarantine. You ain't gonna forget your wife existed. You even see her every day for 2.5 months.
I think she just got like he just got
see, my theory don't sound so crazy. That's all I'm saying.
I got a question for Sydney. It's mainly Sydney. I mean, Essie can chime in, but Essie has been with I guess I can say his name, Maurice, forever. Like forever.
Shout out Maurice. Shout out Maurice.
Maurice will be on the podcast, but I don't know. I just want to know, like, if when women are dating these celebrities or they're married celebrities, they accept when they enter these relationships that what comes with it?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, I don't know about accept, but I think it's something that doesn't come by surprise. It depends on the type of woman. Like I've dated in the industry, I don't anymore for that exact reason. But I've dated in the industry, and I never was the type of woman to be like, oh well, because he's X, Y, and Z, he's gonna cheat. So I have to accept that. That's not me. There are women who are like that though. I think as you know, some women who would allow that shit to happen. But it depends on the woman. Like I would think maybe 50% of the women I know would be cool with that shit.
Right.
Wow. 50's a high number.
It is because you gotta think like, again, it depends on the woman. These are people who, you know, have certain access to certain things, can do certain things for you, can the lifestyle. Like you sometimes can get wrapped up in all that and forget to respect your own self and set your own boundaries just because you don't want to lose this man who can do all these things for you. But again, it depends on the women. Some women are okay with like open relationships. That's a whole different type of thing. And I'm not necessarily like knocking them. I can't knock them. That's a lifestyle choice. But me personally, I'm very territorial and that shit don't fly me. So. I mean, I would love to try it.
That was a good that was a good way to slide that in there.
I'm trying to think how men view this though, like in terms of dating women in the industry. Like, do we kind of way?
So would you guys like be okay if you dated a woman in the industry, bigger or smaller or whatever? Would you be okay with her dealing with other men?
I mean, for me personally, it depends.
Drea.
So like
a Drea. So we know you love Drea.
Right.
I'm with the shits. If it's her, Lori can still be with Future. Do your thing. I'm with it. Just take a picture of me so my pod can blow.
I think honestly, I think it depends like how long this woman's been in the industry. Cause I feel like if she's an industry vet, like she's kind of cooled out, like she's already had her whole phase in the industry, so she's kind of like, all right, I've done this. But she's only been in the game for like 2-3 years. She's for the streets.
Yeah.
Future got in the Rolls Royce crying. Listen, what are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do?
I agree with that, John.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I couldn't do it long term. I just don't think I have the ego for it, or not even. I don't know if ego is the right word. I don't have the. Someone can help me with the like. I would be I would be insecure.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
No, but it's just like, yo, when you don't like, especially when you're dealing with a certain type of woman, and it's like, you don't have the bag to compete with the niggas who normally out to her. Like, now that I have more money, I don't really feel that way. But there's definitely been times in the past where it's like, I know this nigga could buy you any, like, a flight, like y'all trying to go on vacation, he could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's levels to it, as Meek says. Now it's not that so much, but when I was like 24, 25, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already knew. Like, she's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone. Oh no, I'll say that. But yeah, shout outs to Earl and Sydney's friend Nina.
Yeah, hey, yo, bless up to them.
Shout outs to Earl.
Figure it out. Hope you don't get into trouble.
Shout outs to Earl. I hope they work out the relationship.
Yeah,
actually, it was wild that he said something about he's like, I forgot what he's trying to get ahead of TMZ, and he was like, yeah, he said Nina instead of my wife. I was like, oh, shit is spicy in their crib, but I didn't know Sydney knew her. So that was
it'll work itself out for the kids. That's all I'll say. It'll work itself out, good or bad, but they're both
the strap coming out again. We clearly know where we can go.
You just gotta go. And shout out to all Nina's homegirls down here who held it down for her, because she ain't have, the girls, us girls live here. But I do pray for them. I hate to see, black love.
I hate to see it.
Especially when one of the women were white.
What that
for real?
Why does that matter?
Sydney just threw that out there. I was trying to get off the top.
Why does that matter? Wow.
Actually, we gonna touch on that. Do you guys feel a certain type of way when niggas in the industry date white women?
Yep.
Or have a white piece?
Yep.
Are we talking about industry, or are we just talking about black men in general?
Black men in general.
I mean, we can say black men in general, but I feel like women are normally talking about niggas who have the access to get any woman they want, and they still choose a white woman.
Yes, for me, I think it's worse when it's niggas in the industry than like random black guys. Like, if you guys, were dating a white girl because you're not really in the industry, it's like, oh, to each his own, whoever you love. But I feel like the NFL players, the basketball players, like when they're with a white girl, it's just like, there's beautiful black queens out there. And it's really like what Kanye said, like when he gets on, he's your ask for a white girl. They always do it. It's like white women are like the trophy for these guys in like the industry, and it just doesn't make sense.
What's real funny about you touching on that? What's real funny? I didn't want to say it on in the group chat today because niggas call me Umar Johnson for whatever reason. I think it's funny as hell. I think it's funny as hell that like Scottie Pippen had, like, I didn't know Scottie Pippen had kids with other women before. They were all black women, and then he cuffed her like racially and biggie. And there's the same thing with Michael Jordan. It's like niggas always do that. They be like, I'm like, when I'm starting up, I got the black piece, and then I level up to the trophy wife. Yep. And we always talk about this on the pod.
How we praise Russell Wilson because he did it the right way.
Yeah, he did it in the reverse. Shout out to Russell.
Now I agree with Essie. I think it's like I forgot where I saw it on, if it was on a movie or a TV show, but basically it was a joke, but it had some, realness behind it, that they were basically like, okay, oh my God, why can't I remember this? The guy was black. He was, high in the industry. I can't remember if he was a record exec. I can't remember, but the situation basically was like, the higher he gets, the more he's going to have to phase out his black wife so he can have a white one. And that shit was wild to me. And honestly, but I'm not surprised. Like, even literally look at all these music execs, Dr. Dre, except for Hov. I love Hov, but Dr. Dre, like literally all these, black figures in our industry are literally white women. Pharrell.
Dr. Dre had a white woman or Pharrell.
Yeah, it's just like, and I hate the fact that it's a joke. I gotta find a joke, but
yeah, I thought that shit was.
That's straight like white.
I thought
his girl right now is like pretty sure. What's the name? Oh my god.
He's still
Damon Dash.
Dame Dash?
I didn't know it was like.
Yeah.
Wait, Dame Dash? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, his main piece was like for all long term was black.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, really?
Damon Dash.
Dame Dash one surprised me.
Jordan
Dame Dash
is blonde lady. Like you said, Scottie Pippen. Literally, the list goes on. Then it's just like I feel like I don't know why. I really don't know why because I just see way more
At the
beauty
same time, a lot of black men
and black women.
you say so?
A lot of black men are with.
Obviously, you don't have that much coming into the league. You're just coming up as like in your industry or whatever. You're just seeing black women. That's all you have access to versus having access to all of the women possible. Aren't you changes?
But that's literally the point.
Yeah, it's just like
once you get access to all the women, you're going to choose a certain look of women, which is basically the whole point of the conversation.
Is that wrong? I guess is my question then.
I mean, it's wrong in a sense that if you aspire to, I can't tell people who to love. I can't tell people who to be attracted to. But if you think that being with a white woman is going to
level you up,
raise your position or be a better, partner or look better to your white, coworkers and your white execs, then that's bullshit.
I agree with you.
That's a terrible reason. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think niggas be conditioned. That's a whole other conversation.
Exactly.
Me and Dua be talking about this.
I agree.
Sure. I guess we can get off that. We can just talk about the kid I didn't want to really talk about, but he just keeps popping up on news. 6ix9ine got.
I'm taking my headphones off of this. I'm not.
I don't know.
Holla at me when it's.
This is going to be a very, very short conversation, but 6ix9ine got released, and I just want to know why people are making fun of Meek Mill.
Wait, what was the whole thing with Meek? Did he clown him, or he started beef with him or something?
Yeah.
Meek's basically trying to do what he did with Drake, but he's losing again, and I'm very confused. I'm very confused. He's gonna lose to 6ix9ine.
Yeah, I think he's lost already. 6ix9ine said, "Check on me."
Yeah, and everyone was laughing.
But where?
Yo, sorry, put your headphones on, bro. You're low. But yeah, Meek was talking to 6ix9ine, and shit got weird. I don't know. I thought you guys would give me more insight. John took his headphones off, so
the only thing I'm gonna say this real fucking quick. Okay, they don't even got beef. Meek, although I do understand the Meek backlash a little, just because Meek do have a tendency to jump into things that really had nothing to do with them. So I can understand why social media kind of kills him, but he didn't say anything wrong. The fact that I get it, anybody who snitches on a major crime organization and then come home to talk about it, that's gonna be big news. I understand it, I get it, cool, but that's kind of where we gotta draw this line, because it's gonna be a real sad day if this nigga really gets to have a real career again. Because even if you
New York.
They didn't even take his money. The foundation didn't even take his money.
Forget all the street shit. Forget all that. You don't got to be a street person. Forget all that. It's just a pure fact that this kid goes on his live talking about you wouldn't snitch if niggas fucked your baby moms. Hey, bro, you forgot all the parts where you had niggas shooting at other rappers. You over there telling everybody to suck your dick. You over there, you doing all this wild shit. The cops come running down on your ass for all the wild shit that you did, and now you gonna come out talking about somehow you what would you do? He's trying to make
snitching cool.
And he can go suck my dick. How about that? That's all I gotta say about this fucking 6ix9ine.
Don't say that because Charlamagne has to suck 6ix9ine's dick. But off 6ix9ine, we didn't talk about this last week. Yeah, you didn't hear. I'll tell you later. I don't want to bring it up, but Charlamagne has to suck 6ix9ine dick. Whatever. Last week we didn't bring it up. You should know it, Marcus. Get involved. You have a podcast. Last week we didn't bring this up, but do you guys see last week? Twitter killed some guy for calling himself the prize. I should have segued it into that last week.
Yes.
But I definitely want to talk to Sydney and Essie about this because some nigga, he just graduated from law school. He actually didn't pass the bar, but he just graduated from law school and he was like, I'm the prize. Like, let me see if I have the caption. I'm the prize. Basically, he's saying he was a prize. Statistically, Black women want to date a successful Black man. There's not as many successful Black men, so he can choose from whatever he wants.
Yeah, he was like, Black women don't want broke guys. Black women don't want down low men. Black women don't want this, blah, blah, blah. Like, relax, calm down. And the fact that he didn't pass the bar is even more hilarious. So are you really surprised?
Oh, wow.
Wait, he didn't pass it?
No, he didn't.
He had a post later where he was like, my brother just passed it. He's an alpha. Sorry for alphas, but yeah, his one of his frat brothers passed the shit, and he was like, I don't know if we can still be friends because I low key resent him. I was like, what is wrong with this nigga?
Yeah.
Nah, this is all for the clout. I don't believe it no more. The story got too crazy.
No. The thing that was weird. The thing that was weird was this shit happened in February and it got viral last week.
Oh, wow.
Niggas are bored, but I don't know. This sounds wild.
But my main question why I brought that up was, do you guys feel like you're the prize? Because I feel like every Black guy on this podcast either has a good job or is somewhere in their entrepreneurial career where you should feel like you're a prize. And do you like move with that same mindset? Because I understood what he was saying. Like, he said it in a real dickhead manner, but there's definitely some Black men, especially because, mind you, all my friends are Black, but I definitely look at some of my friends and I'm like,
nah, but not like
why somebody would date you.
Like, nah, but Dwight, you're right though. Like he said in a dickhead way, but he was right. Like, women not trying to fuck with no broke nigga, especially the problem is like there are a good amount, even to this day, there's still a lot of good amount of Black men who are not doing shit. So I feel like to find a Black, like a straight Black man who actually has a good head on his shoulders and is doing something, nigga, that's not a high statistic. You should feel like you did something.
Which is why I thought it was crazy.
Do you need to go on Instagram and tell niggas that they fuck up the bar? I don't know. I don't necessarily know. But I mean, you should definitely feel like you've done something right.
Yeah, but be a little humble. Like,
humble.
He was doing a lot. He was doing a whole lot.
I mean, he's on post on Instagram.
I think he's a queen anyway. So
women don't.
He definitely was gay. He was definitely gay. He might be the comedy podcast.
I'll say it.
He had the Odell hair. Remember when Odell first came in the league and had the little blonde
shit?
Yeah.
I'll say it. Y'all was thinking it. I'll say it. But no, here's my thing, right? So women are definitely the prize because we are the nurturers, we are the caretakers, we are the providers in terms of emotional and sometimes financially also. Listen, but in my big age now, I have learned that making men feel that they too are the prize is very important in a relationship.
Right answer.
I was about to say that. Why can't both people be the prize?
Right. And although we know that we are the prize, I feel like, especially in my older age, I don't have a problem, especially, if everything is cool and, you're grinding, you may not be where you want to be or whatever. And honestly, I'm not where I want to be either, but it's just like, if I see, you grinding, you're doing what you need to for yourself and also for us, I'll definitely make you feel like that you're a prize. And I feel like any woman who really puts an gives an objection to that is weird.
But honestly though, I feel like most niggas just want that though. Like, I don't even feel like niggas necessarily like, because for the most part, if you are a nigga who's done something, you already have some sort of ego anyway. I don't know any I don't know any dude who's done anything successful that doesn't have an ego, right? So like, of course you have the ego.
Is it ego or just confidence though?
Whatever. I mean,
I think it goes hand in hand.
Semantics. It's all semantics. But the point is, I feel like any dude, especially a black man, that has done something successful has some sort of an ego or whatever you want to call it, right?
I mean, any person, no? Like,
yeah, person, period.
I disagree with that. I definitely be meeting people of other races, and they don't have that same, like...
We don't got the chip on the shoulder.
It might be the chip. It might be the chip, but when black men are successful, they definitely have that, like... I gotta let niggas know I did this.
Because it takes a lot.
The quietest nigga, even if they're the quietest nigga, it's like they're gonna flex in some type of way. It might be by a car. They might tell you, but niggas will let you know no matter what. They might have this rise to crime story. Niggas will let you know that they're, you know what I'm saying? And Sarky said it best. It might be the chip.
No, and I agree. Sarky, I agree 100%. I definitely think that's why, especially black men.
Michael Jordan was making up stories on Last Dance. He was like George Carlin didn't say hi to me, so I have to beat him. Like that nigga was not
but like niggas who have success, I know a lot. I've talked to a good amount of people who have done stuff in their life, and they have a similar mindset where like they take little shit and like, you know, push it. But my main point was, I feel like especially those type of men, like they want their woman to maybe not sweat them per se, but to make them feel like, oh, I do see what you have done, type of thing.
Yeah,
you feel me? Like
I hear a lot of that though. I hear a lot of that when niggas cheat, and the niggas who actually make up an excuse for it, they're always like, she don't really care. She don't really like appreciate me, and I always thought that was weird, but I can see why that happens.
Yeah,
I just feel like a lot of times niggas do work dumbass hard to feel like they go into a crib where the chick's still treating like some regular nigga. Like, nah, sis. Like, what you mean? You want to see a regular nigga? I'll bring you down 95. Like,
and that's actually why a lot of niggas. That's why a lot of niggas go date white women though, for that reason too. That's what niggas told me.
I was waiting to get to that, but yeah.
Yeah, nah, real shit.
Is that really it? No, is that it? Is niggas gonna tell the truth?
That's the part. I'm telling the truth.
I said it last week, and niggas didn't tell me what the truth was. Okay, so you're saying that's what it is.
That's what it is.
I haven't dated a white woman, so
because it's like.
I was gonna say, Maurice and I were talking about this just a while ago. Also, white women are more submissive, and black men sometimes want control. And I don't get that from me or Sydney, so it's like an evil.
But why can't y'all let a black man have some control?
We do playing fields, like, you know, it's give and take. I'm not gonna be submissive, like yes, master all the time.
Not yes, master, but you do gotta cater to your man.
Of course.
I mean, yeah.
Relationship, right? So it's like
right.
But I feel like some white women are just like give.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that it's like, especially with white women, like you were saying, oh well, white women appreciate that more. I feel like it's more of a weird type of like attraction or a weird curiosity almost, because if you really think about it, we may not show it as much, but black women understand y'all.
Of course, way more than they could.
Right.
That's true.
What y'all have to overcome. We understand what y'all went through. But a lot of the times we don't reciprocate that because we feel sometimes that y'all don't see that for us.
Right.
Y'all see that we're women and we're cute, so we get whatever we want. And that's how y'all think about it sometimes, but not really knowing like, okay, especially as black women, we have to go through that same
thing. Even harder, actually. It's harder.
Right. Exactly. So
that's a fair point. I think that's a fair point.
That's just my opinion on that. And again,
and
again, I'm big on that, especially now. Like I tell my friends who are like newer relationships, like, yo, like make sure, you know, if he appreciates you and you feel that, make sure you do that to him too. Like make sure it's a 360 type of thing, because if not, he's probably gonna go try and find a white woman.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in.
Oh
very evil, very dog eat dog. But like I said, like if y'all really like get to loving on a woman and appreciating her and supporting her, I don't know many Black women that will not do that in the same thing. And sometimes y'all don't know how to. It's like a love language thing. Sometimes y'all don't know how to.
Which is fair, but I think what needs to happen even in those situations is women need to understand that as well.
Right.
That there are a lot of men who just don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because whatever the environment they were raised in, whatever. Especially, I can speak for myself. It's not that my parents are great parents, but it wasn't like they were just Huxtable, like lovey-dovey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I learned how to treat a woman from my pops, and that's all. Not saying nothing bad about them, but that's still fact. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's also, it needs to be understanding on both sides. Whereas, like, you need to, as a guy, we need to understand that we have to develop these traits that we may have never seen or had to do in the past. But on the flip side, the women need to understand that the nigga don't know what the fuck he doing. A lot of niggas don't know what the fuck they doing.
Yeah, but that's where communication comes in and communicating that shit. But a lot of times women and men don't have that either. So
that's true.
There's no communication to communicate that.
Very true.
You're going to be on separate ends. And S, I know you, S has been with Maurice for years now. And in terms of like a young Black millennial relationship, they kind of like set the bar.
Oh, thank you, Ted.
Bye-bye.
Oh, just
There's some crap.
You can kind of see it, even if you don't know them well. Like if you're out with them or around them, like Essie has her, big bubbly personality, but she's always very inclusive to Maurice. So she'll include him, on things that she does or carpets she goes on and things like that. And then she'll big up him too. Like when he has, I think when he got a new job, like you did something nice for him and things like that. So it's just like they had to figure out, and it probably took time. She could speak on it, but they had to figure out like their love language.
Yeah. It's funny because we've been together for 10 years and we're still figuring it out. Every day it's still something. And we were like talking the other day and I realized, like I saw this tweet about relationships and people are talking about like how people talk about how communication is key, which is true, but it's also comprehension. So like, even though I tell you something or he tells me something, we have to comprehend it to actually, be actionable. So I think within our 10 years, we've been really like learning each other's love language, like Sydney was saying, and just trying to comprehend even more every day.
So Essie, I have a question for you. Because you say y'all were together for 10 years. I get yelled down this podcast a lot for my timetable. When
it's different.
So I just have a question. Well, a couple actually. The first one was, if you don't mind me asking, when did you guys decide you guys were gonna get married?
Well, he proposed. What was it? 7 years into relationship, right?
Okay.
2 years ago, 8 years into the relationship. So it was a long time. So at that point, I was like, "Excuse me, what's going on?"
So that was my next question. Now, as the woman, did you feel the pressure, or not even necessarily pressure, but did you feel the need to kind of nudge him to like what's the next step type of thing?
Yeah, no, good question. So because we started when we were like 18, 19, that's why we were together for like so long before he proposed. He's talking about he's about to come in.
Hey, join, brother, join in.
Tell him to come.
But before he comes. So by the time, like, the thing is, since we do YouTube together,
if I evaluate him to see if that's even something I would like. And if it's yes, then I would move forward. If it's no, then we just gotta be friends.
Fair.
That's fair.
I think most women are like that. If they're single at this point, they're dating with intent. That's what I'll say.
That's definitely true. 100%.
That's true.
100%. Fellas, have you gotten to that point where you're dating with intent?
Nope. Actually, that sounds crazy. Let me not say that.
No, you can be honest.
You have an intent. You have to have an intent.
Nah, I mean, I have an intent. I'm trying to get to know you. I don't know where it can go, so I can't really just dub shit.
Yeah,
like, I'm not dating you if I don't think it's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, no, Sarky. Yeah, there is a nuance to that.
So it's
I was gonna say that disclaimer for sure.
Yeah, the nuance is like, obviously, you think something could happen, but it's not. It's just not as it's just not the same as a female would be in a sense. Right. Like it's much more of like, I'm still chill. Like we having a good time. Like I'm still having a good time with you. Yeah, we vibing for a good amount of time. Then we'll see what happens. But like I'm cool with where we are right now.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Interesting. So Sid, just one last question on that. So we're all 28. Well, Sarky's about to be 28.
I'm 29.
Do you feel like Marcus is 29?
Go ahead, Marcus. Let him know, nigga.
Do you feel like you can get that from a guy the same age group as you?
Yes, I do, because people's maturity levels are different. And I've dated a guy who was almost 15 years older than me, and he's less mature than someone who I dated who was my age.
Damn.
Real.
He's wild.
So
whoever he is bugging.
I know, but at the same time,
did he have kids? Family?
He had one kid. He had one kid.
That's why.
Probably.
Probably why.
He was like, I'm about to live in. I'm living my life.
He's a man child, never been married, has one kid. He owned a record label, so it's like he wanted to put all his shit into work, but it's just like he was a man kid in terms of like what emotional intelligence and emotional maturity he had none compared to someone who was, at the time I was dating them, 30 and I was like 27 maybe. I mean, in my age range, and talk about emotional intelligence, he was way more in tune with his emotions than this old ass nigga was. So
now old niggas don't know shit about emotions.
Yeah, it's just so weird. I'm like, y'all had all this time to figure this out and y'all still don't know how to communicate your emotions. Y'all shut down when you feel any type of emotion, good or bad, and don't know how to communicate. I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, because old niggas ain't never been taught. Them old niggas ain't never heard nothing about no emotions.
It's like if you think about it, in general, it's like you're taught not to show emotions. You're taught not to cry. You're taught not to really be an emotional being. And then you hold all that shit in, and then the slightest thing blows you up. And then and there goes your relationship.
And that is something even outside of relationship stuff, that's something I work on personally, like just in general. Cause I feel like as niggas, especially as black men, like all that emotional shit is like the only reason I'm even like learning to do that is because I have a little sister. If it wasn't for her yelling at me about it on a regular basis, I'm probably just like, especially I'm Haitian too. Like Sakafet. Yeah, us, no Haitian man ain't never known nothing about no emotional connection and none of that. So it's definitely a process for a lot of us.
Yeah, I just think that in the mixture with age really doesn't determine shit. Because like I said, I know people that I'm friends with, like my guy friends. I know a lot more people who are my age than who have demonstrated a level of maturity that I never saw in a man who was almost 40.
Right.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy.
Shout out to the old niggas.
Shout out to old niggas.
Why?
Yo, before we get into news and Kev's questions, I just wanted to shout out Doja Cat. She got the #1 record in the country.
Shout out to this is the first time in history.
She's a liar.
I thought she
was black women. First time in history, 4 black women at the top of the charts. That's beautiful. But Marcus is right. Doja lied to us all. Doja promised us a titty, and we got nothing.
Listen to that shitty ass song.
Yeah, said everybody was streaming her song because they thought they was going to get some news.
Why else would I listen to that song? Why else?
Which funny, like obviously it's a big joke. Like I don't think anybody with a right mind really thought Doja was about to show it.
So now I'm not in my right mind.
With some brain, like no intelligent nigga thought she really about to show a titty.
Now I'm not intelligent. Jesus.
Nah, he's not intelligent.
But shout out to Doja, shout out to Nicki. I was surprised that was Nicki's first number one ever.
I was surprised too.
Her number one be?
I thought like either super bass.
Super bass.
Number one, bro. Number one is a big feat. Drake didn't hit number one until One Dance, bro.
Even
or Hotline Bling. Hotline Bling was first, then One Dance.
Okay, but even still, we're in 2020. Nicki just got her first.
Bro, Drake got his in what? 2012.
I'm saying Drake fan. I know you're a Drake fan. I get that. Nicki is still
came out
2020.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm pretty surprised.
Like I was just shocked. That was
Nicki not all that to me. I've been said that.
Stop hitting.
Nicki got the hit.
Nicki is the best woman rapper of all time. And I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I'll stand on.
Well, most successful.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And you know, with me, that's what I mean by best.
Okay.
Yeah, you go off all numbers. So I guess
just that words mean things, but yeah, most successful, right?
Most successful, best, whatever you want to call it. People got to give her flowers.
Not say best.
Yeah. It's funny. Even the women are like, whoa, slow down there, buddy.
People need to give her flowers. Like she's opened up windows for this to happen.
She got her flowers.
Who you guys gonna say? Who's number one? And are you guys gonna say Lauryn Hill?
No, Lil Kim.
Not enough content.
Lil Kim. I'm taking Nicki.
The Queen Bee. Are you kidding me? It's definitely Lil Kim of all.
Yeah, it's Lil Kim, bro.
It's Kim.
Niggas just love 90s shit. I'm about to write an article.
Here goes
y'all are trained to think a certain way, and y'all just keep it. It's Nicki over Lil Kim.
Now niggas can't think for themselves.
You can go, yo, Sydney, I'll challenge you on the podcast. We can go 20 for 20, Nicki verse Lil Kim. I will come on Instagram Live. Even though that's not what I do not like niggas going on Instagram Live. But if you really feel that way, we can go 20 for 20, and I'm gonna smoke you.
We're hosting on the website.
Right.
He said it's not fair, right? Because Nicki's gonna smoke her, and I got the number one record in the country.
Nicki has a larger body of work, also.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
best. Y'all gotta stop. We gotta stop belittling people from our generation because the 90s.
I agree that there's people that
not a bar.
Why always goes on these stupid rants?
Yeah.
Let's go 20 for 20. Go 20 for 20 with me. I'll go anyone.
Nobody belittled Nicki once. Nobody belittled Nicki.
No one said anything bad about Nicki.
You guys are belittling her for saying that Lil Kim is in the same world. Because I'm gonna go 20 for 20 and nobody.
With rapping?
Kim
with the art of rapping?
Are you saying the art? You're saying the art of rapping? Wait. If you're gonna say,
we're not.
All right. If you're gonna say,
is Nicki most?
We're saying records, bro. I'm saying who has the best records. If you're gonna say this is the thing with rap fans. This is why I hate rap fans. Y'all always wanna be like, oh, let's go lyrics or like what the art was in the 90s. If we go in 20 records, who has the best 20 records? Y'all all look scared. Nicki has better 20 records than Lil Kim.
Put it to 10. Kim go in. Put it to 10. Kim.
You guys want to do top 10 records? I'll do top 10 records.
Top 10. Kim will win.
Let's do 10 records then.
Give me 10 records. Hey.
Let's go 10.
I'm confident with 10. I'm confident with 10.
Sydney, we'll collaborate on this. I'll give you 10 heaters. Back to back.
It's on the pod now.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
We'll go 10 for 10. IG Live, whoever wants to challenge me.
All Lil Kim hits.
Because once I play the Monsterverse, I won. It's a fact. And I got the number one. And I got the current number one record.
It's a yay song.
If it's versus,
it don't matter. Niggas is playing features. And Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj got the best verse song.
By the way, I don't know. Oh yeah, this happened outside. Did you guys see the Erykah Badu Jill Scott battle?
Yes, versus.
Yeah, I'm an earthy nigga now. I don't know about you guys. I'm officially my chakras motherfucker open. I don't know about y'all niggas.
I'm not really into neo soul. Like,
I'm not either. Thank you. What? I'm not into it. Essie, I didn't want to say it out loud. I didn't want to say it.
Nah, for real. Y'all the only black
They're gonna cancel us.
Y'all the only black people I've ever met in my entire life.
I don't get it. I don't like. And you know I'm an R&B guy, but that neo soul shit. Like I don't like Ari Lennox.
Wait, who would be classified as neo soul? I'm not.
What? Y'all not
Ari Lennox is modern day.
Ari Lennox. Yeah,
y'all not fucking with Sade. Y'all not fucking with.
Sade's not.
Sade's tough.
Sade's cool.
A little boring, but tough. Yeah.
Come on.
She's a little one note. She has one thing she does very well, and that's it.
Y'all been in the club too long. Y'all listen to too much Migos.
R&B, like R&B, 90s R&B, early 2000s.
Yeah.
But neo soul, it's just something about it. It's the neo.
I love neo soul.
It's like I gotta be fried, but I don't want to be fried.
I love.
They're selling pussy sense. Like they're doing too much in this stuff.
That's it's not my vibe.
It's just not my vibe. Actually, I've been not saying that because I didn't think anyone would back me with it. So this is our thing now.
You put it on Twitter, I'm canceling you.
I'm not putting it on Twitter. I'm gonna make sure Caesar can't. Caesar, do not put this clip on Twitter. Please do not put this clip on Twitter because
put it on Twitter.
I don't have time. I ain't trying to lose followers. I guess it's time for the news because we're over an hour.
News. I liked it better when I was on the mic, for the record. I liked it better back then. Because now I can hear myself doing it. I don't like it. But
honestly, yeah, y'all been off. Y'all been off, but it's cool. We'll get back to potting whenever everyone is done.
Terrible at it, but yeah.
Why, thank you guys.
Oh, Brandon.
Okay.
So I didn't really have much for news today. The White House is requiring that staffers wear masks now in the building. This rule does not apply to Trump.
Of course.
Princeton
I hope this nigga gets it.
Black valedictorian. And
real quick, don't pass over that. Shout out to here's some fucking class. The first black man to be valedictorian in Princeton.
That's what I like to see.
Jersey, racist ass. Shout out to him, man.
No, props to him. And the last thing I got here is, should we deport Elon Musk? He's asking his employees to defy California's stay-at-home work orders.
Oh, hell no.
Wait, really? He is?
Yeah, they just extended it, right? 3 more months or something.
Yeah.
Just said it.
He wants to just open up his factories again. He's been talking shit about this, the stay-at-home orders, since I guess the virus started spreading.
Because he probably knows a lot of this shit is cat.
Here we go.
I mean, for the record, this is the same guy that tweeted out that his stock price is too high. I don't really know if we can take anything from Elon Musk at this point, but he makes wild cars. So shout out to that.
Hey, I can't pronounce his kid's name, so I don't really take him seriously.
Yeah, his kid's a fucking computer software.
He's in the future. He's in the future. We got to catch up.
Did you guys know that he's not even the founder of Tesla? And he was just an employee, and then he made the founder sign something to make.
Yeah, signed over the company.
Yes.
What? That's gold.
Yeah.
I'm actually a lot more impressed.
Wait. Yeah. So he was just some normal nigga, and he somehow got the nigga to sign everything over to him?
Yeah.
Well, he's not a normal nigga. He's from the PayPal mafia. That's how he was able to kind of, buy this agreement. But yeah, he pretty much pulled the Ray Kroc move of having somebody start the company, and then he came in and just took it off of his hands and had him sign it over.
But
rich niggas always got some wild ass story of how they got rich.
Shout out to
wild ass sneaky shit. Shout out to Essie with the news. Hey, can you fire? Hey.
Essie with the news. Essie gonna call you every week. Essie with the news.
Essie with the news.
All right, she did a better job.
What else you got any questions, Kev?
Yeah,
that was it.
Questions?
Those questions?
Hey, Kev. Fuck you on, bro.
All right, so since we were talking about marriage earlier today, I have a question here for everyone. If you're going to have an arranged marriage, who would you want to pick your spouse? Your parents, your siblings, your friends, or a scientist?
Ooh. Siblings.
Whoa, that's actually a great
question. That's a good question, Kev.
Siblings, though.
Kevin's
siblings. I trust my brother and my sister to figure it out.
One sibling. I trust the brother I live with. That's it.
Nah, I'm going with my friends.
I'm gonna go with my
friends.
I'm going
with my friends.
The thing is, like my sisters.
No,
my sister. Can I pick the friend? Because if I could pick the friend.
Because my thing is, my sister knows me. My sister knows me, and she's gonna pick the right choice for me.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want the right answer. I don't want the right answer. So I'm going with my friends. My sister's gonna really make sure I catch a wife, and like, you know what? I'm not talking to her now. So I'm going with Dwa. Dwa gonna pick his friend.
Oh, jeez, not Dwa.
Oh, not me. I'm not the one. Trust me. We're gonna be in Atlanta during quarantine.
But nah, all jokes aside, though, I still think friends. Though. I think I'll go friends.
You'll go friends. I was kind of torn between like scientists or friends because I'm
the scientist. The scientist one's interesting.
Y'all LeVar Ball.
What was that?
Are you guys LeVar Ball? Because LeVar Ball said science picked his wife.
Stop quoting LeVar.
He does have some kids.
Stop quoting LeVar Ball.
Is LeVar not 2 for 3? LeVar is 2 for 3.
He's 2 for 3.
John, if you're 2 for 3, because you and LeVar are the same height, y'all both 6'4". If you're 2 for 3, my nigga, then you can talk about LeVar Ball. Yeah. He's 2 for 3. And actually, before this quarantine shit started, LaMelo actually got to the Thunder. Yeah, he's on the Thunder's G League team, so he's 2.5. So if you can get 2 for 3, because he picked his volleyball wife because he was like, "Yo, my kids are gonna be tall."
All right, so I have another question.
What about you guys? Oh wait, you have another question? All right.
No. So we're all creators here. If you can create any show or movie, what would it be about?
Another good question.
Essie was like, "Damn, I can't give my good shit away."
Y'all, this. No, but I mean, I'm sure it's probably gonna be worth 30. But I want to do. As you remember the books that we used to read back in the day, like the Zane books and like.
Zane, oh shit.
Yeah, like those real hood like love stories.
I know what those are. Yep.
There's one called The Coldest Winter Ever. I don't know if y'all remember that, but it was like the most dramatic, ratchet.
They're so
hood love story. I want that shit. It would be like Training Day, but with a love story. And I think I would love to make that movie.
Well, do all the niggas die? I feel like niggas can't live. It's a true thug story.
Can't tell you that, but it's a hood story. So you know some people die, but that like if you ever read The Coldest Winter Ever, it's like so much dramatic shit. Like the main character, the girl, like finds this guy that she loves, and the guy that loves her like steals her puppy and then cuts it up in a million pieces and sends it to her and ratchet shit like that. But that
shit is getting canceled in 2 seconds.
It would be like a hood classic.
You think be a hood classic? Yo, we need a hood classic. We need a hood classic.
We need were in the 90s.
New Black Twitter not gonna let that happen. No new big. Because all
Kim said they bring in what's it called back?
Paid in Full. I did see that, but you know, I love that. Like, when honestly is the last hood classic that?
Yeah, when is the last hood classic? Because I always talk about this, and I think it's Nelly. What?
Belly.
Oh, Belly.
I actually have.
I thought the last one, Belly.
Belly.
Like all those.
In the late 90s when like Hype Williams was doing movies.
I honestly think it's because people of our generation just don't be satisfied with that. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like it don't matter. Like that's why we always go back to the 90s. And that was my whole point with the reason why I'm rocking with Nicki. Everyone always wants to talk the 90s. Like, why do you think these niggas have the same 24 hours as us? Why are we sucking their dick? Come on. Let Cindy make her movie. Let her make her show. Let's get it.
Because Black Twitter is gonna call the main character a fucking sexist, fucking this and that. They're gonna try to get it canceled.
Movie like that's
we know that.
I'm going to see that shit.
We know that. New Black Twitter not gonna rock with that. Kids for 18 don't get it.
You can sell it to BET. They'll do it.
BET taking anything at this point. BET might take that shit.
Yeah,
okay.
BET is a bit of a.
But it's like even if BET does it, what did BET do? One of the biopic, was it the Diddy? No, I mean the Biggie one. It wasn't the Biggie one. They did a biopic
for Bobby Brown. They did a Bobby Brown one, didn't they?
And that was good.
They were really good.
Yeah, that's a biopic though. That's like a person's life story. It's not like a crazy, like it's not like a made up story.
Yeah, you're
right. But that nigga just lived a wild ass life.
You're right, but you know what? I think that we need new hood classics.
I agree though. I do agree with you on that point.
I'm gonna take it, and Black Twitter can fucking.
Okay, so is Get Rich or Die Trying a hood classic?
Yeah.
Well,
that was the last one. That was the last.
So wait. Here's the thing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
Get Rich or Die Trying for sure.
I don't know if it has replay value.
Okay, that's
like I don't know if I'm like. I don't think I've seen Get Rich or Die Trying that many times. Like I've seen Paid in Full, Belly. Like I've seen like fucking Boys in the Hood. Like I've seen these movies 90 million times.
Baby Boy, all those
Baby
movies.
Boy, like I don't.
BT's playing that shit right now.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'm running back to Get Rich or Die Trying. It's a good movie.
It was a good movie though.
But I don't know if
actually, we were saying shows. I don't want to call it a classic, but was Power at any point like the last black classic show movie?
No, because it had
at a point.
But I heard it had 3 good.
First 3 seasons.
I heard it had 3 good seasons. You can't have 3 good seasons in a car classic.
Y'all not gonna. What about The Wires? Not a black show?
Yes. Yeah.
If The Wire's a black show,
The Wire's a while ago.
It's the best one.
The Wire's
No,
mad long ago.
I know, but didn't The Wire's more recent than Belly?
True.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
It has a white
though.
creator.
That's a show.
It also has a white creator as well. I don't know if you want to give it if it's a black show with a white creator.
Yeah, 'cause I think cult classic.
We talked about this on the podcast. But they've all had white money behind it. They're all like Lionsgate.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, you know, that's gonna happen somewhere.
Okay, have you got any other questions?
Sure. So this is like a more like serious tone. So we were kind of talking about this earlier today about like cheating or whatever. Should we judge people on their past mistakes?
Yes.
In what situation?
No.
In what context? You mean trust them generally, or trust them in like a new relationship, or what do you mean?
Like, are you saying if someone cheated in their past relationship, should I trust them in a new one?
Basically, yeah.
That's hard.
I don't know.
Man. I don't think you did trust them. I don't think you like. At least me personally, if I know, I'd be asking people too. I'd be like, "Have you ever cheated?" If they say yes, I'm not gonna dub them just because of that, because people treat their different situations differently. But am I gonna be on my toes a little bit more? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder to trust them, I imagine.
Right.
That's not fair.
For the record, this is why niggas lie. This is exactly why niggas lie.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Clear.
Wait,
It's like you don't get the right.
Niggas could also just not cheat.
I'll say, do you guys always say you haven't cheated?
No, I tell people right in front I cheated once.
I tell the truth, but I tell the truth later.
Once it's cheated, all
But like, hold on, I said that wrong. I meant more like the comment. Like that conversation is not even coming up until like a couple months down the line.
I like it.
Yeah, like month 6,
So,
right,
like,
John?
At least month 8, month 9, and that's
Like the finals questions.
Women be asking that on the first date.
Women definitely.
I've been getting that question on the first date.
You got
so you keeping it 100?
I'm keeping it 100. Yeah, I got nothing to lie about. I'm a grown ass man.
I don't lie. I never
take it or leave it.
This nigga psychic.
Take it or leave it.
For real, like 6'6". There's different rules up there. To be fair.
Yo, I honestly never thought that I was being analyzed by that question until this conversation. But now I'm like,
what?
Maybe I am.
You silly. Yes, you're being analyzed. I could do that one.
Sure.
I'd be on some fucking attitude. I was like, fuck it. Like, yeah, I did. Then what? We still here eating. We still here on this date. Like, let's keep it going. Real shit.
Yo, this nigga's fucking.
I think it also depends on the situation. Like, if you cheated and, you know, your girl is pregnant or
oh yeah, that's
Nah, that's the foul shit. That's that foul.
But why is a nigga gonna explain all of that anyway to someone?
True. That is true. But when people ask me, I always explain my situation. So.
Yeah, actually, I have a question. I have a quick question.
I know you did real quick, Doc, but for the record, no niggas running from you just because you say you cheat on some nigga before.
Yeah.
I also want to point that out too. No, most niggas not running. They still, you're not like, it's not like the date's over.
Right.
And that's probably, and that could be because they're not trying to cuff though.
Yeah, that's most.
Whatever the reason.
A lot of niggas don't be.
Well, whatever the reason, I'm just my ultimate point is though, like a woman can get that off because 9 times out of 10, no matter the answer, the nigga's not gonna like freak out. Yeah. Whereas a woman will definitely analyze that information.
No, not necessarily. I mean, if I'd rather you keep it upfront with me, and if you say, "Oh yeah, I've cheated," like again, you don't know what the situation was. You don't really know anything, so I don't judge off of that. Now, however, it's different. If you the type of man to cheat on a pregnant woman or to cheat on a woman while she's going through something like a death in the family or something like that, that's fucked up. That's the type
that's fine. No, that's fine.
Women already know the answer before they ask you, though.
That's true.
That's also true.
They already did the research.
So that's why
they just want to see what you. Yeah, they just want to see.
What you're gonna say. Yeah.
But shout out to Kev for the question. Shout out to Kev for the question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Before we get out of here, we always do a factor cap, or we try to do a factor cap, and this might make people mad, but factor cap. Drake coming in second this week was a L.
Cap.
Yeah. Actually, wait.
What's a
factor
L?
cap? Listen, factor cap. Drake was mad that he came in second this week.
Cap.
To who? Who you coming second to though?
Some country singer.
The nigga.
Kenny Chesney?
Yes. Chesney nigga. I don't know.
You shouldn't be mad about that. No. Kenny Chesney's huge.
Oh, Marcus.
That's what I said, Marcus. He's not
Kenny Chesney's a
Marcus
monster, man. He's a monster. All right, you come in second to Kenny Chesney. It's like coming in second to like LeBron in voting or something right now. You accept it and move on. He's fine.
But either way, I don't.
He'll be all right.
This Drake project wasn't a real Drake project.
That's what I was saying.
He's given us fake projects before, but this is the fakest Drake project we ever got. This is clearly just demos. Like the demo tape title is clearly just like half those records. You can see why he wasn't never gonna put them out.
Yeah,
you know they were just like leaks.
A lot of them leaked. Also,
yeah,
like you could tell all of them were just like, fuck it. They already got the records. Let's just mix them, like mix them and throw them out there.
It's Drake though, bro.
And he still sold 250.
Stop.
That's
I know that. No, I know that nigga. I know that nigga.
More mad about this.
I know Drake saw it and was like, "This nigga really beat me out." I know Drake's.
You bugging. Drake was laughing like, "Yo, this wild this shit went 2." I'm sure he was like, "This wild this shit went number 2." I'm sure this nigga was like, "Oh, is this gonna go number 2?"
He lost to another hip hop artist.
Evil World.
This nigga like, "Oh, wait till they get the album out. This shit going triple 1." He's like, "This shit going 2, the album going triple 1." Because this was
Drake. If Drake knew he wasn't gonna go number 1, he would have did like Chris Brown and Young Thug and put it on SoundCloud. But I'm gonna leave it at that. This was episode 63 of the We Expect podcast. Shout outs to Essie and Sydney. Let's give them.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. It's fun.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. I said that shit earlier, and we're out of here.
Fuck off.
After this, the price definitely got to go up.
Yeah. What you expect? Told you I wanted, I got it for less. Niggas be talking, I came to collect.